Pay attention.
Hildy Angius is speaking to a group of people and basically bashing the Republican Party.
They're not, the three of them, there were three at the time, they're not acting like Republicans.
She's actually referring to Republicans as they.
All we want to do is be free, and look at all the things they're doing.
So if the Republican Party to Hildy Angius are people who she calls they, then what does that make her?
This is the first time in my entire life I've been embarrassed to be a Republican.
She is also making all sorts of accusations that they need somebody to blame when they lose their power.
When Republicans are out of power, that they need someone to blame, right? The average Republican.
Again, she is referring to the Republican Party in a very derogatory way.
Right? I mean, you go down to Phoenix, and there are other Republicans, and there are different kinds of Republicans, and there are patriot, blah, 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 there's so many. But here, we're pretty much cut from the same cloth.
Hildy Angius has basically done so many things against her own district in regards to the Republican Party that she just cannot be trusted.
You have to have strategy, and that's why the Democrats are winning.
When 3 precinct committeemen were being taken into court, Hildy Angius said nothing.
Because bad behavior should always have consequences.
They were actually being taken into court based on allegations of criminal activity, terrorism, and she said nothing.
Because bad behavior should always have consequences.
She also said nothing when the vice chair, Gerich, was being ousted by her friend, Jeannie Kench.
Because bad behavior should always have consequences.
So, as far as her running for the Senate, the people of Arizona who are Republicans, who do want a Republican in office, have a couple of other people to choose from, one of which is Gerich. The other one is Kimberly Zanon.
You've got to do the hard things, and that is call out people and call out, dissension and that kind of thing for what it is. And we're not against dissension and free speech, but we're against tearing down what's already there.
So what she just said was pretty much a psychological type of a statement by saying that she does not want anyone to tear down what's already there. What she's saying is that since she is already in a political position, she doesn't want to be removed.
You've got to do the hard things, and that is call out people and call out dissension and that kind of thing for what it is. And we're not against dissension and free speech, but we're against tearing down what's already there.
So in my opinion, Hildy Angius is a pretty conniving type of a person. So with her statements, you really have to kind of read between the lines. And what she said was she's not against dissension and free speech, yada, yada, yada. And so if there are people that speak out against her, she is basically instructing people to go after those people.
You've got to do the hard things, and that is call out people and call out dissension and that kind of thing for what it is. And we're not against dissension and free speech, but
so what she just said was basically a Janus. A Janus is a two-face. It's a person who speaks two different messages.
Doublespeak is language designed to evade responsibility, make the unpleasant appear pleasant, the unattractive appear attractive. Basically, it's language that pretends to communicate, but really doesn't. It is language designed to mislead while pretending not to.
Is it done consciously?
Oh, yes, very consciously. Doublespeak is not a slip of the tongue or a mistaken use of language. It's exactly the opposite.
Because there's some stuff going on that you should know about, and we need support on. You've got to do the hard things, and that is call out people and call out, dissension and that kind of thing for what it is. And we're not against dissension and free speech. But
so what she just said was she's not against freedom of speech, but at the same time, she wants people to call out the dissidents.
Who's the worst offender?
In sheer bulk?
Yes.
Sheer numbers of examples? The government. If we count government from the local level all the way up to the federal level, I had to stop writing the chapter on government doublespeak. It was going to take over the whole book.
So I really don't know how she wants her followers to, quote, call out dissension, unquote. She'd never made that clear, but to me it seems like she's having a real issue in regards to her position. She doesn't want anybody else to take that Senate seat. So, it's understandable. She's basically been a politician receiving a free check for many, many years, and she doesn't want to give it up. I don't blame her. But when you are so arrogant and you are delivering messages such as you want people attacked in some manner,
we've got to do the hard things, and that is call out people and call out dissension and that kind of thing for what it is. And we're not against dissension and free speech. But
so somebody needs to ask her what she means when she says that she wants the dissidents to be called out.
I mean, it wasn't attacking. It was just the truth. I mean, this is Mojave County, right? I mean, you go down to Phoenix, and there are other Republicans, and there are different kinds of Republicans, and there are patriot, blah, 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 there's so many. But here, we're pretty much cut from the same cloth.
Either one of these two opponents, Kimberly, Zanon, Ashley, Gerich, would be the best choice for the seat, because obviously Hildy Angius bashing the Republican Party.
I usually start by saying, my credentials as a Republican, and this is Mojave County.
Bashing Republicans.
PC, GOP, they're looking around wanting to blame someone. We're so used to blaming Democrats, but now they're blaming us.
Claiming that she is ashamed and embarrassed to be a Republican.
This is the first time in my entire life I've been embarrassed to be a Republican. I couldn't have even imagined this happening today. We should all be ashamed of ourselves.
And then referring to Republicans as they or those people exposes her as a rhino. Now, there is going to be a debate held on January the 3rd at the Colorado River Republican Women's Club in Bullhead City, Arizona, where, in my opinion, based on the fact that when Grace Heck was chosen to sit on the city council in Bullhead City, Arizona.
But who's going to take your spot in Bullhead City? Is someone going to run for that?
Well, Grace Heck is here, and she's running. And there's
she was given the questions to answer prior to them being asked of her. In my opinion, Hildy Angius is going to be practicing that same behavior. So to the other candidates that are going to participate in that debate on January the 3rd, do not be surprised if Hildy Angius is able to answer whatever questions are going to be asked of her quickly and easily. Hildy Angius seems to be very confident as far as the Senate seat is concerned, telling her opponents that she will get that seat. She has also put her house up for sale, and she is basically behaving in a manner where she actually believes that she is going to win over the other three candidates. I believe the other candidate is morgaine. So when you have somebody who knows pertinent information before the rest of the public does, it kind of makes you wonder, how does she know?
Because there's some stuff going on that you should know about, and we need support on. And thinking that your way is the only way, there's room for everybody, right? They would go there, and in the past, we've had representatives who would go down and say, I'm just going to vote no on everything. Just no, 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 no. Certain no. And That's not good governing. And look, I'm not going to say, I'm going to blame some Republicans too. The things that Travis and I vote on are the things that affect you the most. He endorses me, and so does John and Leo. I want to bring up Travis Lingenfelter because we are having battles at the county that I'm not sure you're aware of or really follow out here in Havasu. For one thing, Travis